grab a match duration clock right down here at the bottom, and we're playing some X-Wing. How's everybody been? We've been off for several weeks. We were supposed to have a show last week, but there was an issue with the computer, and I actually wasn't here. So, like, as Lambot fixed it, but he didn't. We weren't able to work it out like in time to run a show because we didn't get it fixed till about 10 o'clock. But we're here. Oh yeah, and Lambot was also supposed to commentate for me this evening. This is Engine 25. I was scheduled to be the first match. I was going to play against the Spammer, but Lambot got stuck at work. So Dilon, who here on the left, who a couple of weeks ago made an emergency substitution for us, was gracious enough to do that again. The Academy pilots take a pretty fast 5 forward. Actually, looks like the bottom subgrouping took a 5 forward. The top group took a 4 forward. Cass Scarlet dashes ahead and takes a double focus via Recon Specialist. Boba Fett will follow suit with another 4 forward. Looks like they just might be at the outer reaches of range 3. It's hard to tell though. Boredom pwned you. I wasn't using push to talk. It was just that the microphone was down on the desk and I was typing, so it's probably pointed at the dashboard. I mean, or at the keyboard. I think maybe they decided that Academy number 2 down there at the bottom is within range of Boba Fett. So Boba Fett's going to take the Hail Mary at TIE Fighter. Looks like a hit and a crit. And I see a lot of paint. That's a focus for 3 of 8. TIE Fighter will return at range 3. 2 hits from a TIE Fighter. Dilon yelled at quite audibly. And Boba will focus for 2 of 8. Can everybody hear me okay? There were some issues a second ago because I wasn't actually talking and you heard me typing probably, but I just want to make sure everybody can hear me. We're going to do this, and we're going to have a second match with show regular Short Shad taking on Rich. And then after that, we're going to have with whoever is here left in the shop, we're going to have a discussion about the Wave 7 cards that are released already. What's up, Captain Panic? I don't recall seeing you before. Thanks for tuning in. Only 5 people on right now, but that's all right. We usually have more at this point, but I've been really busy, and I haven't been, like, I was really slack with my advertising. So actually, I'll go on the forum right now and post that we're live. But I didn't have time today to go. Like, I usually put it all over Facebook and such, and I didn't get to do that. There's also kind of a last minute thing. We decided yesterday night that we were going to do a show this week because last week it didn't work out. And I'm just trying to fill time while the boys select their dials. We do, just so everybody knows, we have a team tournament. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 tournament here at FCB on July 11th. And there will almost certainly be streaming coverage of that. We're working out what the specifics of that are going to be. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to that tournament, but we'll see how it goes. Boredom Pwned You, this was actually on our last show or the previous show. Dilon, or Dilon, or I forget how he said to pronounce it. He spelled it out for me. But last time he was on, he did an emergency substitution because a player had to leave before his game came up for the second match. And then today, a player wasn't able to get away from work like he expected, so he did an emergency substitution yet again. So he's just kind of awesome in that regard. Academy is looking to spread arcs here, split around that debris field without flying through it. Academy 4 dashes straight ahead, probably hoping to block out Boba Fett. Academy 2 follows suit. Gonna make a pretty wide barrier for the bounty hunter to pass. Just a 3 straight from Academy 3. Interesting stagger there. So it looks like if Boba Fett took a two turn to the south, he would fit. Royal Guard takes a 2 straight and will push the limit for a focus evade. And look at that. I'm pretty sure Dilon has practiced this exact maneuver strategy before because he split those academies into different paths. And then that Royal Guard went straight up the middle. Kath takes a 3 bank, trying to open up her back arc and raffle stomp some TIE fighters. Looks like Boba Fett might barely fit. Oh, I think Spommer said negative. So Boba is going to drift straight ahead into some TIE fighters. Going to give him a nice couple of rerolls against that Royal Guard pilot. I'm guessing. That's why I would shoot anyway. Oh, and a 3rd reroll because of Predator. Oh, never mind. Boba's going to take a range 1 shot on Academy number 3. Reroll 2 dice. Looks like 3 hits. Academy 3 has a focus, but chooses to take a damage and save his focus for attack. Cat Scarlet trying to measure, see if he has arc against that same Academy number 3. Looks like he does not, so it's going to be... I don't know. It is. Okay, so it's going to be range 3 on Academy number 3, range 3 obstructed. Of course, 4 dice from Cat Scarlet's back arc. Reroll from Predator. 3 crits and a hit. Academy number 3 will focus for 4 evades. Okay, Royal Guard number 2, measuring attack distance on Boba Fett. It's going to be range 2. Focus for 3 hits. Couple of rerolls. Focus for... Wait, what? How did he focus? Maybe he didn't focus. 1 evade. Academy number 3, attack... Oh, Royal Guard number 2, excuse me, attacking Boba Fett. Boba Fett is down shields. and is into hull damage. Two hits from Academy number 1. And a lot of nothing. One hit from Academy number 1, and that is a damaged engine on Boba Fett. Now it looks like Academy 2 has an obstructed shot on Boba Fett. One hit. One evade. I think he just re-rolled those dice to add insult to injury there. Cockpit. I was damaged. That crit was damaged cockpit, actually, not damaged engine. Okay, and I also have Academy 3. I forgot I didn't update. Is down to 2 hull remaining. There we go, and we're back to dials. Dilon's big hairy head filling out most of the camera there. Hello, hello. Okay. Sorry. It looked like my mic was cutting out, and then it was, and then it came back. Maybe they turned on the noise gate while I wasn't here. Waiting for the boys to set some dials. Oh wait, that's not appropriate. Alright, I promise I never do that again on the show, and I apologize. Boba Fett activating at pilot skill 0 because of damaged cockpit. Takes a 3 bank past all his TIE fighters. TIE fighters take a 3K maneuver. Oh look, I don't even have to move that nameplate. It was like perfectly from one end to the other. That was awesome. Academy number 2 takes a 2 straight ahead. Academy 1 takes a 3 bank. Right between those debris fields there. This could hurt. Royal Guard number 1 taking a 2-turn. Oh, it looks like he avoided that debris field. That's lucky. He did. It takes a focus and evade. Royal Guard number 2 takes a 2-turn right in the back of Boba Fett. That could be bad, depending on where Cat Scarlet ends up. Cat Scarlet is going to pop her inertial dampeners and take a stress to sit still. And it's going to be Cat's shot first. He's going to take the range, looks like the range 3 on Academy Pilot number 3. Trying to put some points on the board. Rerolls 2 dice from Predator, looks like 1 hit. And paint, so that's nothing. Oh, never mind. That is another hit on Academy Pilot number 3. Like Royal Guard number 2 on Cat Scarlet and evaded. And I think it's Royal Guard 1 onto Boba Fett. We'll focus for 3 hits. No, for 2 hits, excuse me. 2 rerolls. 1 evade. Looks like probably a damage card, I think. Yep, another damage card on Boba Fett. I probably shouldn't say I think. I should be sure of myself and then just correct myself if I'm wrong. Alright, now we're going to have some TIE fighters shooting at some stuff. Academy 1 on Boba Fett. Two hits, focus for 2 evades. Academy 4, Boba Fett. Measuring to see if the shot's obstructed by that asteroid. Looked like Whiff City. 1 hit. Rerolls 2 dice. Focus for another evade. Why do evade dice suck so much? He's rerolled a bunch and never gets any evades out of them. Boba Fett attacking Academy Pilot number 3. A couple of rerolls. Looks like 1 hit, maybe 2. 1 hit and evades. I need some caffeine. Maybe I'll grab a Yoo-hoo from the shop. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a Yoo-hoo while they. Does that have caffeine in it? I don't know, but it's delicious. So I'm gonna grab one while they set their dials for the next turn. Just so everyone knows, the store didn't have any Yoo-hoos that were cold, so I got a Mountain Dew instead. And it's delicious. Boba Fett takes a 1 forward, and then we'll focus. Academy number 2 takes a 2 bank in pursuit. Academy 1 takes a 2 turn, runs into a Royal Guard number 2. Both those dials at the same time. I'm going to guess these guys are doing the same thing. That's a 2 stray from Academy 3. Also a 2 stray from Academy 4. Royal Guard takes a 1 turn into range 1 of Boba Fett. He will then focus and evade. He's about to draw some hurt. That could be bad for Royal Guard number 2. Then again, Spalmer hasn't seemed that interested in shooting the interceptors thus far. And my audio level is super low. And that's weird. At least the level's telling me it's low. I don't know what you guys think, but the level meter on the screen is telling me that my audio level's pretty low compared to what I feel like I'm talking. Maybe the mic's running out of batteries. Cast Scarlet measuring for arc on Royal Guard number 2. Predator. Ooh, I think it's 3 hits. Focus for 2 evades. Focus and evade. And a crit goes through, I believe. Was that a crit in the interceptor? Yeah. Sweet. Was that, that's all good. That's a direct hit on Royal Guard number number 2, the Silver Interceptor, immediately putting it down to 1 hull point remaining. Royal Guard 2, attacking Boba Fett. Focus for no damage. Focus to evade for no damage. Focus for 2 hits from Royal Guard number 1, who's right there. I apologize for not having moved that nameplate and for leaving the academy in a confusing place. There's a damaged engine on Boba Fett. Oh, somehow his font got changed. One hit, 1 evade. Academy 2, long range on Boba. 1 hit, 1 evade, 2 evades, I think. One hit, bunch of stuff. Boba Fett, range 1 on the Royal Guard Pilot 2. One reroll from Predator. Other rerolls from Boba. 2 hits. And Royal Guard 2 is out. Approaching 30 minutes of the first game, about 2 minutes, about 28 minutes right now, and the spammer has drawn first blood. First kill, at least. Boba Fett is bleeding profusely from the jugular, but or maybe the leg, I don't know. He's certainly not in good shape. I feel like bleeding from the jugular is when you get a console fire and you just continue to take damage. Boba Fett taking 1 straight ahead. They're getting awfully close to the edge of that table. that was way too much. Right. That's good for right now. Well, crap. Remind me never to do that while there's a match going. I think that's right. I'm going to go have Dilon confirm which TIE fighter is down to 1 unit. Which TIE fighter is down to 1 unit? When I moved the screen, I really fucked up my nameplate. I moved the camera and it really fucked up my nameplate. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to switch these two. Academy number 3 is right here in the back, and we'll call that Academy number 4. But at least now we can see the whole screen. That's never happened before. I apologize. I bet that was super confusing, and it was kind of embarrassing for me, but it was really kind of unacceptable that there was that much of the board cut off when it's very relevant in this situation right now. Cat Scarlet has no shots, so Royal Guard number 1 taking the first shot of the turn. 3 hits against Boba Fett, who rolls 2 evades and takes a hull damage. One hit from Academy 3, 1 evade from Boba Fett. Wait a second. Boba Fett just took a damage, but shouldn't be. I'm going to count the card. And that's the last shot of the turn. Boba Fett is out. Destroyed by an Academy pilot. And now we have Cat Scarlet versus the swarms of the mighty Empire. If she can turn her back and can snipe a TIE fighter every single turn, she has a small chance of winning. Not likely though. Unless those TIE fighters just whiff every attack, and then the game could just take forever, but she can still win. And those TIE fighters are banking in to pursue Cass Scarlet. Skojo123, you're absolutely right. We were scheduled to have a show last week, but we had some pretty severe technical difficulties that we couldn't explain. So we were several hours late fixing them, so we just canceled the show and put it to this week. We should, I think, probably have another show next week and then be back onto our regular schedule. It's okay, Skojo, I forgive you. We didn't decide we were going to do it this week until very late today. I mean, very late yesterday. So it's really okay. I can live with you not making it on time. Now, where's Cass Scarlet going to go? No, Skojo, we will have a second match today, and then we're going to follow up with a discussion of Wave 7 cards that are released, and then I might play a bonus match. We'll see how it goes. Rich just walked into the booth. He's going to play in the second game.
Where's Lambot at?
That's what I was doing. Actually, I got off about 7:15, but I just went off. Yeah, I'm sure you were excited about bonus matches, Skojo, because that's when I go on the show and get my ass kicked. I'm not sure. I don't know who's going to be around to play me, but I'll try to fit one in if we got some. There aren't as many people here this week. All right, looks like Cass Scarlet against Academy number 3. Predator for 1 reroll. Looks like a hit and a crit, or 2 crits. Academy number 3 takes a card and probably dies. Yep. Academy 3 is out. Skojo, I don't recommend flying Darth Vader off the board. He doesn't like it when that happens. Royal Guard number 1. One hit against Kath, who spends a focus to evade it. Three hits from Academy pilots. Focus for 2 evades from Cass Scarlet. 1 shield off. Oh, I don't have this on here.
How many people are watching?
10. Pretty normal for a Wednesday. I like it this time at least. They usually show up in the second game. Oh wow. Well, I was apparently way behind on damage from Cat. That is 5 hull remaining. Skojo, you should check our watch history on the our game history on the YouTube channel, because I proxied the Emperor 2-3 weeks ago during a bonus match. It's good, but it's expensive. I'm not sure I used it the best way it could have been used. I'd really expect Chad to go really fast or take a 3-bank to her left, but then all those TIE fighters are just going to K-turn back behind her.
What's the stream? Like, the address?
Twitch.tv/FCB. There's the links up at the top. You can, somewhere in there is going to be our YouTube channel. Right now we still don't have enough followers to get a custom URL, so the YouTube channel is a bunch of gobbledygook down at the end. But if you tell all your friends to follow us on Twitch and like us on Facebook, and this is the important one, subscribe on YouTube, then we can get a YouTube URL that's easy to remember. Looks like a 4K from Academy number 2. Academy number 1 is turning. It's one turn. You know, when I said what I thought they were going to do, I wasn't considering that Kath is going to move first. So that will... Oh, Academy number 3's text is still taking up space. So Kath could just easily go really fast right now and then clear just about everything. Ooh, and Royal Guard would actually land on Academy number 1. So he's going to bump and then therefore just kind of slide forward into Academy number 4, it looks like. Unless he fits in that little space. And he does. So that means that Cat Scarlet's going to get a really nice shot on Royal Guard number 4. I'm guessing. I have foreseen it. I mean, on Royal Guard number 1. Yup, she's going to get 5 dice with a focus and a reroll. Against a defenseless TIE Interceptor. There goes lots of dice. Focus for 5 hits. Oh wait, we're gonna reroll that one. And then, yep, focus for 5. 3 evades or... Oh, there's a red die in there. 3 evades or the Royal Guard's out. Instantly popped. That included 2 crits. I'd say this is still anybody's game. Especially because only one of those TIE fighters are looking at Kath right now. And that one TIE fighter that can see Cat Scarlet whiffed his attack. Big thanks to everyone who tuned in. Keep watching the forums if you like the show. We have a 2 versus 2 player tournament coming up on July 11th. That's not epic. It's 75 points a person, 2-person teams. We should be arranging something for the stream for that day. I don't think I'm going to be there. Captain Panic, there is absolutely a way to do that, and they have both used it, so I will make note of that right here, right now. Boredom Pwned You, I agree, but oh, Cat decided to take a K turn there. That's an interesting choice. I would have just kept inching forward. Or maybe a 3 bank into that asteroid field. try to separate those TIE fighters. But, oh yeah, if you think it's an interesting format, be sure to tune in. I have a family event that day, so I don't think I can make the tournament. But we should almost certainly have some streaming going on. Alright, it's going to be range 3 from Cath to Academy 1. Reroll with Predator. Focus for 2. I'm sorry, Mangler for a hit and crit. And Academy number 4 takes a damage sensor array. One hit from Academy 1 and evaded. One more damage card on Cath Scarlet from the last Academy. Oh, Academy 4. I messed something up there. Academy 4 is actually not dead. It has 1 hull remaining. I totally lied to you. I apologize. Academy 4 actually blocks Cath Scarlet, protecting her from this potentially fatal next attack. Measuring range to Academy number 2. It's going to be range 1. Looks like... Alright, it's going to reroll 2 dice from Predator. Two evades, 3 hits, 2 evades, 1 damage on Academy 2. Halen, I agree, because Cath is just going to go forward. Then again, she's stressed right now, so the fastest she can go and maintain actions is 2. Range 1 from Academy number 1. Nothing. 3 hits on Cath. 1, 2, 3 cards remaining. One of them's a crit. Discard a secondary weapon. That will eliminate her Mangler Cannon. And I think the TIE Fighters just pulled it through.
Oh my god, the Firespray bastard just lost!
I know.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. I'll give the guys a couple of minutes to clean up, and then I'll have them drop in here and have a chat. Does anybody have questions for the players? Feel free to drop them in the chat window, and I'll ask them on the air. Sputnik Lock, he bought some, they're like mirror templates. They're shiny and pretty, and we'll ask him about it when I get him up on the show here. But yeah, here we go. We'll say the next match is at 8:50-ish. So yeah, if you don't want to hear players talk, go grab a snack or go to the bathroom or what have you. I think they're acrylic. They're some kind of something. I will, and yeah. So I'm gonna go grab the spammer first. Not really another chair in here right now. Oh, I forgot to wear Star Wars shirt today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm rocking the Transformers.
Loser.
Yeah. Spammer called me a loser. All right, move into the camera. Come over here. Show your face.
No.
I'll just act like I'm picking your nose then. just like that. Okay. So, you see like a TIE swarm or lots of ships on the other side? Like you've done well with your dual Firesprays in the past, and even in tournaments you encounter swarms and still pull wins out. Like what's your strategy if you see a big list on the other side?
Honestly, I throw Boba Fett in there to kind of just act as bait. The only reason it didn't work this time is because he...
Damage cockpit?
That was one of them. That was actually the turning point. But that first turn block, where he was able to get that one TIE fighter staggered, just enough to block my 4 forward, that really hurt right there, because that would have mitigated another shot on me. That actually would have mitigated that damage cockpit, because it was that one TIE fighter at range 1. That gave it to me. The damage cockpit hurt a lot. Yeah, he couldn't block me at that point, but all his ships were shooting first. If I'd been shooting ahead of him, the game would turn out differently. All right, there are two interceptors out there, but they're lower pilot skills than you. Does that change? Like, is it just a TIE fighter? Like, how do you approach a game against interceptors when they're not suit-tier fell? Same way as I approach them when they are suit-tier fell. Take shots of opportunity, make sure they don't get on my flanks.
I thought there was a pretty nice shot on an interceptor early in the game, and you shot the TIE fighter that was, I think, probably closer, but it was an interceptor that was faced away, and you shot the TIE fighter. But then, right near the end, you had a Royal Guard facing away from you with no actions at range 1 of CAD.
Yeah, that first shot, I know the exact one you were looking. It was the interceptor did have an evade token on it still. The other TIE fighter was range 3 and evade tokenless, but it was also damage. At that point, it was all about damage mitigation. I wanted to get as few shots as possible onto Boba, Unfortunately, he rolled just enough evades to avoid dying.
And that's a tournament tip, ladies and gentlemen. Play for points. You'd be like, oh, I like this ship that's you know, I can shoot it, or I can shoot the ship that's already damaged, and I'll, you know, guarantee the points.
It's not even points. It's all about reducing how many shots they get on you.
Any closing thoughts? What would you do anything differently if you played Dilon again?
I might have slow rolled Boba a little more.
I really like the bait tactic, but I usually do it with something cheaper like a Z95.
Yeah, well, the thing with dual Firesprays is people get so focused on Boba because, oh my god, he gets all these rerolls. Yeah, he gets all these rerolls, but while you're shooting at him, Kath is getting behind you to shoot out her ass.
Yeah, she's going to fall 4 or 5 dice all the time.
Yes.
And it's just getting further away from you for when you try to pursue, and it's a big mess. But
I thought he was going to go 5 forward with everybody on turn 1, like most TIE fighter pilots do. Because most people flying TIEs, they're going to just zoom right on out there, try and set up for the block. I'm like, all right, I've got manglers. I can negate their range 3 bonus. I can get a shot if I move 4 forward, and quite possibly push a crit through. Unfortunately, he slow rolled him, which is something I'm not used to TIE pilots doing. Well, slow rolled for a TIE fighter.
This guy Halen is saying he probably wouldn't have done that K turn with Kath, only because you would have gotten more dice, and yeah,
at the very end,
and then you would have gotten more dice and maintained an action there.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts there?
That was probably the easiest option to take. There is to either turn hard in or bank to the left. So either hard turn right or bank to the left. And because those were the easiest choices, I figured Dilon was actually going to move to block me. And just
that's a good thing to consider too.
And not only deny me actions, but not deny me shots. If I just moved forward, I would have been on that debris field next turn. And that's bad for everybody, especially for a shieldless Firespray, because I have very, very bad luck with those when going over debris fields.
I have personally seen the spammer roll a crit on a debris field 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen 3 other debris fields trigger ever, but it always happens to spammer.
Yeah. So I figured he was going to move for that block at that last turn, so the K turn even surprised him. And then that next turn, the very next turn, if he had not done the 2 hard, he was actually thinking about doing a 1 hard, and then I told somebody else, always trust your gut, because your gut is larger than your brain usually.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's true. I'm not sure that's a good reason, though.
So he trusted his gut and did the 2 hard, and it was just enough to block Kath, and that killed me right there. If Kath had not been blocked, he would have had no shots. I would have had a range 1 rear shot on both the one of the undamaged sides and the damaged one. The damaged one already had that crit. It was damage sensor array. But that last block is what lost the game.
And it's Dilon plays nothing but with TIE fighters, and he's pretty good with those TIE fighters.
Well, recently, yes. He's run the full gamut of ships.
Any closing thoughts before I get Dilon in here?
No, not really.
Thanks for coming on the show. And I'm going to go get our winner, and then I'm going to have our second match start setting up while we're talking to Dilon. Here, you can sit in the chair, because they moved the other chair to somewhere. Actually, I think it's right there with a bunch of stuff in it. But actually, there's usually a 3rd chair. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this is Dilon, our winner of the first featured match. He was on a couple of weeks ago. He's actually, both times he's been on the show, it was an emergency substitution because we had someone who couldn't show. What's up, Dilon?
Not much.
Your first thing I wanted, the viewers were asking about your shiny templates. Where'd you get them from? They're cool.
My girlfriend actually got those for me. They're from Applied Perspective, though.
Are they Applied Perspective?
Yeah.
Because we were curious about, like, Is there a chrome color or a mirror? Like, do you even know?
I didn't order them, so I don't know. I did. They were from Applied Perspective though, but they were like last year, so I don't know if they have that.
So I'll just assume that your girlfriend found them in like a treasure cache on Hoth or something.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be my first assumption. Anyway, so if you two big ships or a really big ship and a flanker is a really popular situation right now. I mean, pretty consistent knowledge is, big swarms are counters to that. So what do you, unless you involve engine upgrade, but you have that. What are you thinking when you see just like a couple of big tanks on the other side?
Honestly, I was really impressed with his list, and he flew it pretty well. I was definitely upset with Boba Fett's ability, and I felt like I got really lucky in that first round when I chewed through most of his shield, because he had all those re-rolls from all my ships being near to him. Mm-hmm. My logic starting off is like, well, if I'm range 1, at least I have the extra dice, and all he's getting is re-roll. It's not extra dice, so statistically maybe, I don't know. I was kind of making that one up as I went along, and I knew, like when I started off, I knew I wanted to pounce on Fett. I was glad that he actually set him up across from me, because I knew I wanted to get him out of the way. And when I did, I actually got cocky and then bumped my other interceptor. and then I was worried. Yeah, and then I was actually a little worried there, but pulled it out.
Yeah, he was. I think like it could have gone either way, and then he. What did you think when he did that K turn? It was like he talked about it as like. One way he could have been blocked, the other way he could have been blocked, and if he just went straight ahead, there was an obstacle in his way. So, like, what was on your mind when he flipped that over?
I think he was trying to trick me. I think he was expecting me to anticipate him bugging out or something. But I've kind of gotten in the habit, especially when flying low pilot skill with no like movement abilities, to kind of fan out, especially with the swarm. Like I knew I just needed to get shots on it.
Yeah. It's important to get like. It's best to get 4 shots. If 1 shot's better than 0.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with Cass' ability with the extra dice out the back, because he could have just if he had killed another TIE that turn out the back, that could have been a completely different game there. I mean, honestly, because the last TIE he shot, he got the crit on, and I wasted my focus token. I got really lucky with that roll. I think it was a hit and 2 crits, or 2 hits and a crit. With an unmodified attack, if that hadn't gone through, could have been a totally different game. So yeah, it was a really fun one to play, and a really good list to play against.
Another question from this Halen guy. I like you, Halen. You should watch more often because you ask cool questions. Why Royal Guards instead of Saber Squadrons with auto thrusters? Like, is the initiative bid that important to you if you're not pushing PS9 and you have a bunch of TIE fighters?
Honestly, I just don't have auto thrusters. I do
he doesn't buy scum ships. That's why.
That's because I don't have any disposable income right now for. I mean, I will eventually, probably. I was eyeing it tonight, but yeah, I don't know. I've always liked just the Royal Guard. I do like the pilot skill 6. It does come in handy. But yeah, I've never thought about doing it with the Saber or not. I'll have to check that out. That's a good one.
Yeah, great suggestion. I love it when we get smart questions from viewers. Yeah. Any closing thoughts? Like you won, but something you think you could have done differently, or
definitely not bumping the Revenant. I mean, like
that's how interceptors died.
Yeah, and it was I knew like because I had them programmed for the 5 straight. I was like, well, no, I need to put the TIE fighter there. So I was like, okay, I'll just reprogram that to a 2 turn or something, and then I just totally forgot to reprogram it. So, yeah, that was just to me derp there. Definitely. Other than that, I was actually really happy with my flying, especially with the swarm through the asteroid field when I was chasing Boba.
Oh yeah, right at the start of the game, I commented on it there. Like you had the formation at the bottom of the screen. Your academies, you went forward really fast, and then you. One banked and one turned to split that asteroid, and that Royal Guard fit right between them. Like, have you practiced that?
No, I mean I've done so many 2 hard turns with interceptors that I can kind of just see it on the table. I was a little worried about that one, but I mean,
and it wasn't really in a position where if you bumped, it would have hurt you all that much. It was just it fit very nicely.
Well, I want the action, especially. I mean, especially with the ties, even just because only having 2 dice. If you don't have a focus token, you're only holding 2 dice. Especially with some of these longer range attacks, it gets a little helpless. So I'm actually getting like really predictable with the ties because it's always just move, focus, but it works. You know, the simple stuff works.
Yeah, strength in numbers.
Oh yeah, I like having all those shots. You know, he had 2 big ships, but he was only getting 2 shots at me a turn.
But I mean, and if the dice are going to be dice, but he could pop a TIE fighter every turn with Cat Scarlet, like especially. They didn't happen, but it's certainly possible.
He could. I mean, he did one shot the Interceptor.
This is 5 hits come up, 3 evades, you're out, bro.
Yeah, that 5 dice attack that stung a little bit, especially considering I like to have at least 1 Interceptor on the field at the end of the day. But I was happy my ties were able to clean up.
Anyway, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure, always.
Yeah, maybe we'll have you on not as an accident one day in the near future.